Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Hopefully, you guys out there are having a great day. I know I'm having a really nice day. It's really, that's the perfect word for it. It's nice. You know what I mean? It's sunny outside, which is rare for February, right? It's a nice little sunny February day. And yeah, I kind of just feel like I'm ready to go. And to keep you guys updated, I do have a sales call today that's scheduled today with somebody. And I think this person's going to buy a high ticket product, at least for my at least for the niche that I'm in. It's a high ticket product, right? And so it'd be big. If I make this sale, it would be sick, dude. It would be awesome. So I'm hoping I will. I've already been on the phone with this guy. You know what I mean? We're trying to make. And yesterday I was talking about, like, he didn't answer me. I was like, he's gonna ghost me, but it's working itself out now. You know what I mean? It's working itself out, and I'm glad it is. You know, I'm really glad it is, because a lot of like a lot of different a lot of different people end up almost like not making decision, or in the indecision realm, just because of circumstance, just because it's where they happen to be, and they're just there, and there they go, they're just sitting there like, I'm in indecision. And you're like, well, get out of there, dude. Get out of there. Not because I want money, because I can actually help. And do you want this? I mean, how badly do you want this? You know what I mean? That's something that's big. Is if you don't want this, then maybe that's not a potential client, right? If the client doesn't want to be a rapper that badly, then you're not necessarily not the potential client that I'm looking for, right? And so there's that, right? There is that plays a factor into it, right? Also, in other news, I was watching this Michael Jackson documentary. I watched two Michael Jackson documentaries yesterday, but one of them was nuts. The We Are the World one. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You guys need to see this. Like, if you're a producer or a rapper out there, and you know how like recording works, you've been in the studio, you know how sessions work. Dude, it was insane. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, right? Those are two blind people, which was wild. Like, the two most famous blind people in history. Uh, they're up there. Bob Dylan was there. Billy Joel. They were recording We Are the World. Bruce Springsteen. I mean, it's insane. Obviously, Michael Jackson. And so I was watching with my brother. We didn't finish it, but halfway through, we're about halfway through, or a little more than halfway. And oh my God, absurd. Absurd. And it was nice spending time with my brother, just hanging out. You know what I mean? Just watching. You know what I mean? That to me is, it's kind of perfect. It's like where I want to be in life, just being like chilling and knowing that I did work. You know what I mean? Not just chilling for chilling's sake. You know what I mean? Not just hanging out, but I have to do this after. There's something to do after. I've already done everything. I did the hardest things first. You know what I mean? So now it's break time. Now it's regroup. You know what I mean? And not only break time, it's not break time. Conversations to me are break time sometimes, but it depends on the conversation. Some conversations I have with people are deep and rooted, and they take mental capacity. It's not just talking about nothing. You know what I mean? It's not just like, even making jokes, and you have, you're busting balls, like, you know what I mean? Even that, it takes this sort of mental awareness to have that, and to know that, a brother and a friend is obviously two different things. At least in my family, that's something that I learned at a very young age, that a brother and a friend are two different things. And obviously, with a friend, you meet a friend. With a brother, you just know them your whole life. I've known my brother my whole life, and we're tight. Same thing with my sister. Where it's like there's a difference between family and just a friend. And then sometimes a friend that you may have, you guys out there, may end up being a brother or a sister to you, or a mentor, like a dad, where you're like, it's a very like dad figure, like archetype. You know what I mean? And I haven't really had too much of that, so can't really speak on it, right? But from what I have seen, and from what I have seen with a lot of my friends, yeah, I mean, I do have some mentors. I have some mentors, but not necessarily for like business or like real deep stuff like philosophy. It's not. I have more mentors for different things. like acting and things like that, and talking about and art. Definitely art in overall, not just acting or anything. It's art overall. I definitely have some mentors and people I look up to in terms of that. So, you know, I think they're important when I think about my family, which I'm just so fortunate to have. This tight group of people that are always looking out for each other. It's pretty absurd. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty rare to have a family this tight. So I'm glad. I'm glad we are. All right, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna go. Today basically what I have done. I started with editing. Usually I do editing around halfway through the day or all the way at the end. I do it in like my last half and then film a podcast and end the day. But today I'm doing editing first because I scheduled that call. So I figured, why don't we switch up the day, do editing first, producing, and then do cold calls and DMs. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. And I got about an hour left of producing, so I'm going to continue with that. All right. See you guys soon. I just finished doing a little bit of stuff. I didn't do a lot. I do have to explain myself a little bit because it's only been about 2 hours since my last video that I made for you guys. And the reason why is usually it would be 3 hours and it'd be around 1 p.m. and I would have 2 hours left of the day. I'd set it up nicely. But today I'm not. Today I'm actually doing it a little bit differently because for a lot of reasons. But what I really want to say and tell you guys is, I wanted to explain myself. So basically, I have that call at like 1 p.m. So I'm like, I can't film after, like right before the call, I'm going to film. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Or right after the call, but then after the call, I'm going to have things to do. So I figured, you know what? Let's just do it earlier. Rather do it earlier than later. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, it's been such a weird day. I'm going through my contacts. I'm going back into my contact list for my cold outreach list and going from 200, my 200th person I found, to 300 and just straight up remessaging everybody, which is not very fun. It's not fun at all. It sucks, but it's just like, what am I doing? And I realized I haven't done a lot of cold outreach, not half as much as I used to. I think I got to start switching days where some days I do it a lot and some days I barely do it because I have to produce. But I don't have to produce for that long. I do produce a little bit long, whereas today I didn't. But usually I do have to produce for a substantial amount of time. So I'm like, you know, like what would I jeopardize? You get what I'm saying? What would I jeopardize? I can't jeopardize producing, so you can't do that. I can't jeopardize sales. Definitely not. Especially today. I might actually make the sale, dude. Like, I might. I'm nervous as hell. I really am. At the end of today, I guess I'll know. I really am. And after this really is going to be the fun stuff because that's when I get into sales and rewatch. I'm going to finish that Alex Hormozi video. I didn't quite finish it. I have like 5 minutes left. Finish that. Go back from the beginning of the talk. Read my notes. Memorize some of the scripts. And figure out what the hell I'm going to tell this guy. Because he's on the fence. And like I said, it's really like heart pounding. Like, I really want this to work. For not only my sake money-wise, but for him. I actually think I can help. So it's like, you know, it'd be really awesome on his part if he actually did this. He can actually finish what he's doing musically. So, you know, I think in like weird, especially today, I've been thinking in like weird rhythms and rhymes to a certain extent. Where I've been thinking in like, I have a bit of a headache, but so that's kind of just like, I'm tired a little bit, so I'm kind of just like loopy. But I've been thinking a lot about how many hours exactly I've been doing for the last like 3 days, let's say, or 4 days. Like how many hours is it exactly? Like what's the time management and how much have I been doing? You know, and trying to figure that out. And it's been a lot. You know, it's been a lot. It's February 3rd now. And for the last few days, it's been me just trying to figure out these sales and trying to get better at a new skill. It's a new skill completely, right? Sales. I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot, and was a very beginner, so I wasn't one of those people that is necessarily. I don't think I'm naturally gifted too much, but thinking about how many hours it actually takes to learn a skill. I mean, people talk about this all the time, the 10,000 hour rule. It's like it takes you 10,000 hours so you can learn any skill, or 100,000 hours or whatever, which they found not to be true. I don't know exactly what that is, but some people say it's 21 hours. It takes you 21 hours to get good at any skill. At least up to a level of you can get something done. I think after 21 hours, somewhere there. I don't know. In my experience, it doesn't take me very long to get good at a skill. I think that there's just a difference between a beginner and intermediate, because the intermediate is very close to advanced and beginner is not very close to intermediate. I think of beginner and intermediate. Like, I think when I think about both of them, there's this long gap of beginner where you're not knowing and you're going for, and then once you're intermediate, you only need little things to get you to advanced. You don't need big things. You're not really going to understand crazy techniques. It's really just that's how it's been for me, especially when I learned guitar, because guitar, you're a complete beginner. You can't really do anything. You can't really do bar chords. And then once you're an intermediate, all you need to learn is advanced techniques, and they're not half as hard as the things that it took you in the beginning. Because in the beginning, those techniques are difficult. You're lost and you're in the valley of despair, just giving up. Obviously, I'm not there with sales at all. And it makes me nervous when I'm going to get there, when I'm going to be like, oh, I know nothing about this skill. You know what I mean? When is it going to be before I'm like, I'm done with this skill? I'm no good. You know, like, maybe it'll never happen. Hopefully not. Hopefully it'll never happen. But it's like when I did my first song. I produced my first song, and I thought it was great. And I was like, I don't even know what I need to work on. Like, this is awesome. And it was pretty cool. You know, it wasn't like awful, but it was bad. You know, and I'm like, yeah, this is bad. In production wise, songwriting wise, good. But this is bad production. And it's like, why is it bad production? Because of the laziness with it. I'm like, oh, right, I didn't realize that skill, for that skill, even like quantizing the notes. You know what I mean? Like, things like that I'm like, I didn't even realize basses and strings that I didn't know, and I felt like such an idiot. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna go do some sales. Hopefully, hop on the phone with my guy, and see you guys after all that at the end of the day. Let's do it. All right, so I did not finish everything I have to do for the rest of the day, but I do have like about an hour left, so I pretty much finished everything I have to do for the rest of the day. I just can't work. I can't work in the next in the next hour. I have to be somewhere else because my brother's using this room, so I'm gonna get out of here, but get out of his hair and just do cold outreach somewhere else. And you know, it's been a wild ride, guys. It's been a wild ride today. I was on the phone. I had a sales call. It didn't go very well. The guy wasn't very interested, but I could have sold him better. It just didn't. It didn't gel. You know what I mean? It did not gel, and I wish it did. I don't mean to be that guy and be like, but I wish it did, and I wish I would have been far more. It felt so out of reach to even make the sale, and I was so like in a lack of like energy that I don't know. I screwed it up. And it made me not want to do this anymore. And then I thought about it, and I said, well, I've only been here a month. The idea of you be here 3 months and then you give up, like working out. You can work out for 3 months, and then people say, well, I'm in shape, but I'm not all the way in shape. And you're like, yeah, because it's been 3 months. You expect to be a millionaire in 3 weeks, or 3 months, rather. It's like, it's just not going to happen. You know, it's simply just not going to happen. It was something that maybe I learned, you know, maybe I learned it the hard way. Maybe I learned it the easy way. I can't really tell. You know, I can't really tell if I learned it the hard way or not, because we'll see. I mean, we'll see if this all bites me in the ass. I don't think it will, but it may. it may just bite me in the ass, a lot of this. And I know today was, not today, but in general, was a lack of, it's a lack of emails this week. It's a lack of a lot of things in the past, like, few days because of cold outreach. Just a lack of cold outreach, and because I was trying to get that one guy in the 1,500 that it didn't work. So tomorrow I think I'm going to do 6 hours of cold outreach. I think I'm going to set up a couple movies, maybe 2 3-hour movies, and just do all day cold outreach. That sounds wild. I'll master those 2 songs and then edit. And that's it. 6 hours. That would be wild. That'd cover up. You know what? That's what we're doing. I'm like, that would cover my ass for a lot. Yeah. This was just to get rid of the scent of, like, the guy I was talking to. Just get rid of that. Just be like, you've messaged so many more people. See how many custom beats will I have to fill. Holy crap, for free. That's awesome. Yeah, that's an idea. There you go. That's how you get out of this. See, literally right here, right now, you guys are seeing me create new business ideas on the spot. Look at that. I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm like, actually, that is a good idea. Yeah. Interesting. 6 hours tomorrow. I'm going to do 6 hours of cold outreach. I've never done that. And it'll be a good time, I think. Who knows, right? I think it'll be a good time. I think I'll have some fun. And if it doesn't work out, it's not going to be fun. It's definitely not going to be fun. I mean, if I put 2 movies and do a double feature, that'll be fun. Because I haven't done a double feature in a while. Like a nice 2 movies that I'm like, yes. I was joking around with myself where I was like, I should do foreign films. I should do foreign films while I'm doing cold outreach, trying to read. And I was like, that's the only thing that sucks. I can't watch foreign films while I do cold outreach because I have to read. But, okay, yeah. All right. Let's go. I think I'm going to have to, I'm like debating right now because I'm like, what do I have to do? I think I have to do cold outreach and then I forget because I have to like play this song on piano for this rehearsal I have. So I'm like debating what I should do first in my head right now. But at the end of the day, today was and is a pretty epic day because I just came up with that idea and because I know the solution. It's just cold outreach. The reason why I'm not getting as much because I'm not doing as much volume. Period. End of story. So let's just do more volume. Just do more. Not even like do more volume. Do more. End of story. Do more. All right. So let's do more. Let's do it. On that note, I'm going to end the YouTube video here. And if you enjoyed, consider watching some others. I come out with these literally every day. So hope you guys enjoyed. All right. Peace.